Top 10 Conspiracy Theories That Prove to be True. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Facts Hut, or welcome for the first time. Today, we will be running through the top 10 conspiracy theories that prove to be true. Do you love a good conspiracy theory and cannot get enough of them? Or are you not a believer in such nonsense? Well, either way, this list will be detailing the ones that have actually been proven to be true. So, non-believers, I am afraid you cannot add these ones to your list of wacky theories. Before we begin, grab yourself a drink, put your feet up, and remember to like and subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date with the hottest content. Let's go! Number 10. Government Mind Control. Perhaps one of the most shocking conspiracy theories that turned out to be true is a CIA program called MKUltra. This program was originally intended to develop chemical and biological weapons during the Cold War. However, it later expanded into a larger experiment that focused on researching the public in some very questionable ways. This research included promoting the intoxicating effects of alcohol, making the induction of hypnosis easier and enhancing its effects, producing amnesia for certain events preceding and after them, using shock and confusion over extended periods of time, plus many other forms of verbal and physical abuse to attempt to control the mind of the public. During the program, the CIA established front companies to work with over 80 institutions, such as hospitals, prisons, and universities. Many of these methods left some individuals permanently mentally disabled, and in 1979, the CIA Director Richard Helms ordered many of the top-secret files to be destroyed. Number 9. John Lennon was under government surveillance. There are many crazy and interesting conspiracy theories about celebrities, some of them not too accurate, but this one is. As was the case with lots of counterculture heroes at the time, Lennon was considered a threat to national security. In 1971, the FBI put Lennon under surveillance, and a year later, the Immigration Service even tried to have him deported. Well, I suppose such anti-war songs as Give Peace a Chance did not exactly thrill the former Beatles star in the eyes of the Nixon administration. Number 8. The Dalai Lama was a highly paid CIA agent. Bet you thought that there was no way this one was going to be true, huh? Well, according to declassified intelligence documents, the Dalai Lama was paid an impressive $180,000 during the 1960s. This was in connection with the CIA's funding of the Tibetan resistance, which itself amassed to funding of a whopping $1.7 million per year. At the time, the US government saw China as a threat, and the idea was to disrupt and hamper the infrastructure in China. Just maybe, his six-figure salary has something to do with the reason he is always smiling in his photos. Number 7. The Dead Baby Project. So this one is all kinds of messed up. I really wish that the Dead Baby Project was one of the theories that did not end up being true. In the aftermath of the bombing on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the US government undertook a huge study to measure the effects of nuclear fallout on the human body. This project was ironically called Project Sunshine. It turns out that the government was going around stealing parts of the recently deceased. As they needed young tissue, they recruited a worldwide network of agents to harvest samples of recently deceased babies and children. This even included whole limbs. As this was going on, all the samples were collected without the notification or permission of upward of 1,500 grieving families. Number 6. Blame it all on Cuba. Being so close to the US, just 90 miles off the coast of Florida, Cuba was considered to be a serious threat during the Cold War, and something needed to be done. During the Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961, the US government attempted to oust Cuba's communist leader Fidel Castro. However, this operation embarrassingly failed, so the military top brass came up with the idea of Operation Northwoods. This plan was to lob up mortars into the Guantanamo naval base, in addition to blowing up some of the aircraft and infrastructure there. However, these plans were timid in comparison to what was leaked in a top-secret paper. The paper went on in detail to outline other plans to hijack or even shoot down a drone airliner, made to look as if it was carrying civilians, or to fake shoot down a US Air Force jet in international waters and blame Cuba for the incident. Number 5. The Watergate Scandal. The Watergate scandal is one of the more well-known and infamous conspiracies known to be true. This shocking political scandal involved 5 men breaking into the Democratic National Committee's headquarters, with the plan of taking photos of some rather incriminating campaign documents. The 5 men ended up getting caught, and the Nixon administration attempted to cover up their involvement, quite poorly so. The scandal eventually led to the indictment of 69 people in office that were involved in some way, and even the resignation of the at-the-time President Nixon. Number 4. Operation Snow White. One of the most scrutinized organizations abuzz with multiple different conspiracy theories is the Church of Scientology. However, this one just happens to have been proven. The church has been known for multiple cases of underhand and shady tactics in the past, including criminal activities and breaking the law in order to get what they want. The church did not want anything bad about them on record, and they decided to do something about it. Operation Snow White included an estimated 5,000 covert agents of the church, who infiltrated 136 different government agencies to delete and destroy unfavorable records regarding Scientology and its founder L. Ron Hubbard. These guys really do not mess about, do they? Number 3. Bear medicine causes AIDS. Pharmaceutical companies and their products are supposed to save and cure us from life-threatening illness and disease, right? Well, just imagine your medication giving you something as horrific as AIDS. In the mid-1980s, the huge pharmaceutical Bayer discovered that their blood-clotting medicine for hemophiliacs carried a worryingly high risk of transmitting AIDS. They did go ahead and thankfully fix the issue in 1984. However, the most horrifying part is yet to come. Instead of pulling the products from the market and destroying them, they continued to sell the AIDS-infected medication to Asia and Latin America, only distributing a new, safer version to Europe and the United States. Number 2. The Fruit Machine. The idea of a machine that could have the ability to tell if a person is homosexual or not, or gaydar, might sound absolutely ridiculous in this day and age. But back in 1961, this idea and concept was very real. At the height of the Cold War, the Canadian government hired a man named Frank Robert Way to attempt to create some kind of scientific test that could accurately determine if an individual were gay. Sadly, back in those days, the idea of your sexual preference was strongly associated with you being a communist or not. The reasoning behind wanting to develop such a device was to identify the communist sympathizers and get them out of government. Obviously, even though a device was developed, it was never going to be scientifically accurate and did not work at all. Number 1. Bohemian Grove. Coming in at our number 1 spot is the dark and mysterious gathering known as Bohemian Grove. Every July, some of the richest and most powerful men in the world gather at the 2,700-acre campground in Monterey, California. This gathering involves 2 weeks of heavy drinking, super-secret talks, druid worship, and other peculiar and mysterious activities. Some of the influential people who have gathered here over the years include former U.S. presidents, prominent business leaders, famous musicians, and oil barons. There is a strict rule known as "weaving spiders come not here," which essentially means business deals must be left outside. However, there was once an exception to this in 1942, when the planning of the Manhattan Project took place here, leading to the creation of the atomic bomb. This club is that secretive that not much is known about it, but one man did infiltrate the camp with a hidden camera in the year 2000. Alex Jones managed to capture on film a ritual known as the cremation of the care that involves all members wearing costumes and cremating a coffin effigy called Care before a huge 40-foot owl, in deference to the surrounding redwood trees. Creepy. That brings us to the end of today's list of the top 10 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. Which one shocked you the most? For me, it was number 7. What other conspiracy theories do you know of that you think will come out as being true in the near future? Let us know in the comments. If you found today's video interesting, remember to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. It helps us know what content you guys want more of. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time on Facts Hut.